Hello and welcome to episode 300 of the Drive the Green podcast. I'm your host, MattyB, joined in studio by Knoop and Harv. Bronell, boycott, couldn't even show up.
Oh, nice.
My watch is going off. We couldn't even peel Bronell off his couch and his boycott for episode 300. That guy,
It's something else.
It's something. He might have quit. If he's not showing up for this.
Here's the biggest thing. That's another 3 pods he missed tonight.
Yeah,
he's leading.
A wild amount of pods missed.
I mean, really, it is the best time for somebody like one of us, I guess, to quit. You got the Costco clubs coming out.
Yeah.
Like, you could get a set for $1,000.
Yeah, screw Callaway, he said. I think he actually said that. He might have said that. Yeah, it is, it's something. We tried to pull him out. Now, to be fair, it is episode 300, and for those of us that have followed us from the start, episode 100 was Graham Dillette, episode 200 was Mike Weir. Episode 300, I really dove deep to get the one guy that could probably bring Bronell out of his boycott, and he said he was in, and unfortunately for us, he bailed. I'm not going to name names because he still might come on, and when he comes on, you will know who it was. I'll give you a hint. He's a Steelers fan, and he's an unbelievable personality in this sports media game. That should narrow it down for a lot of people. But anyway, said he was coming on the show, bailed. So we had the old back and forth of episode 300. We want to have a big guest. Should we do it or not? And Bronell said, you get him, I might come. Well, we did. He bailed, and so did Bronell, I guess. That guy can't. He's done.
Yeah,
he might be.
I don't even know what to say at this point, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to miss him. This episode with some of the things we got lined up, a little bit of a special episode. I prepared a little bit of a reflective top 5, maybe top 10. But it's just not going to be the same without him here because he's an integral part of the the list,
and
let's say that.
We got a lot of feedback on the tangent we went on last week.
Yeah.
And if Bronell was here, we probably don't dive that deep. He keeps us on task a little bit. So
yeah, he is the guy. He is the the wet blanket, so to speak, that keeps us from going too far out there.
Where did your
always the pessimist?
Where did your friends, people that you know,
yes,
how did they feel about that tangent?
Oh, I got a lot of comments.
Yeah,
like good or bad?
Yeah. Well, especially because we made it the clip too. They're just like, "What is this?"
Okay.
Yeah. So, as much as we are a golf podcast, sometimes people just want to hear our general thoughts on life.
Sometimes life gets in the way.
Life gets in the way. Speaking of life getting in the way, that Harv, your voice is you need to rest.
Going on. It's getting worse by the second here.
Yeah.
Almost like we could have used a 4th member tonight.
Yeah,
just
someone
a
to
little
carry
guy
the conversation. But
yeah. So anyway, we're episode 300. We're going to a little bit of reflecting. We're also going to recap the PNC. Tigers back. So I know we've back in the news, I should say.
Okay. Yeah.
But certainly not back. You're not allowed to chew ice. Stop it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So yeah, we're going to do that. Harv's got some news. A little bit of the same type of pod, but also we're going to have a little bit of that 300 in it. And like I say, after Christmas, we're going to take next week off. And then after Christmas will be the 5th annual Greenies, I think it is. I think we're at 5 years now.
Yep.
6 years. 300 episodes has to be 6.
That's that.
But I don't think we did.
Out,
I don't think we did the Greenies right away. So I think it's like 4th or 5th Greenies.
5th, I think. So
yeah. Before we get into that, we want to thank our sponsors, Player Golf, PLYRGolf.com. Use the promo code DriveTheGreen for 20% off your order. Again, I'm kind of glossing over Player because if you didn't use the code for your Christmas gifts, maybe look at using the code on Boxing Day.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is actually a preemptive because we're not here next week. We're not here to remind you on Christmas Day or Boxing Day to use the code. Just file that away and use it. We're also proud members of Team Callaway. We're getting it's just like my line now. It's in my script. We're getting 1 week closer to using the new Callaway irons.
Well, they also Callaway started a kind of releasing a little bit of promo material here for the new AI smoke.
Yes, good point. There's
Right?
something to talk about. Yes.
They have a little bit going on. They put out some of those hype videos, and I'm getting hyped. Some of the photos have leaked. There's been a couple places on Instagram that have a couple pictures. So if you're so inclined, go out there, take a peek, see what the color scheme's like. I'm sure you can customize it just like you have been every other year. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then last but not least, we're members of the Churchill Drinkers Club. Knoop found a brown.
Yep.
We're getting low. So.
Britisher brown. So I'm going to drink that as part of my bet from last week.
At least you guys pay your debts.
Yeah. That's the other thing, too, is, doesn't pay his debts, accumulated a bunch of them, and then just quit.
Yep.
Maybe when he's done his boycott, if he comes back, he'll just be like, maybe they forgot about the bets.
No, interest is being accrued.
Yes.
I think that 6 beer pot is now 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 beers.
That's 1 beer a month added. I think that's fair.
Well, and the worst part is maybe he's just getting out of, maybe he's absolutely pursuing me in the booze count, and he just doesn't want to talk about it.
Could be, too.
That could be.
Once I get in, I'm going to lead into my weeks right now, actually, and we'll see. Because I picked up eye infection over the past week, which came with some medication. Stop chewing ice.
Jesus, man.
Okay.
Brunel's listening to this right now. He's listening from afar, just like, kind of missing out. I miss the guys. And then he's hearing that ice chewing. He's like, I don't miss it one fucking bit. So picked up an eye infection, or a presumed eye infection. So went on medication, and with the medication says obviously avoid alcohol, avoid coffee. So little on edge all week from the coffee, lack of coffee, Harv.
Sure.
Not the lack of booze.
Yeah. Not the booze. Couldn't be the booze, no.
So yeah, didn't do much. Like had no hockey games of my own. Went to 2 Warrior games. They are an absolute disaster right now.
Mm-hmm.
Jagger Furcus got cut from the World Juniors, which makes no sense, but kind of makes a little bit of sense. But anyway, that was it. Like, went to hockey games, didn't have any booze. They're not nearly as enjoyable without a couple beers.
Yeah.
But did have a block Christmas party, so I felt I could have a couple there. So I ended up the one last week and then a few over the weekend. I had 5 this week.
Ooh.
So just 5.
That's
the first sub 7. Oh, no. October had a sub 7. So I'm at 902. So no way I'm getting to 1,000.
It's going to have to be a big week.
Well, I'm going to have probably 30 this week and 30 Christmas week. So it'll be, if we count New Year's Eve, and so the podcast when we come back is January 1st. So New Year's Eve will be in that count.
So
there's a chance there's 100 in 3 weeks.
I was just
going to
say, if let's say you're at 990.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
I'll
go
Monday.
for it.
Yeah?
I'll finish out exactly 1,000.
Okay, perfect.
That's the thing is if I get in sniffing range here on like the even on New Year's Eve, if it's like okay, I've had like 4 and I'm like do the math, or even just I guess going into New Year's Eve, if I know I need 14, well I'm gonna obviously hit that, and I'm gonna stop exactly on 1,000.
Perfect.
So we'll see if I get there. So yeah, that's it. Like not a whole heck of a lot going on these days. Big holiday week here, so very excited. I'm excited to get this out of the way and then have a good 2 weeks off and then just see your smiling faces when we get back.
Enjoy
Maybe
Christmas.
Brunel's.
He's got to come back.
Well, he knows that the break was coming, so he's like thinking, I'll just take the month of December off.
That's insane to me, but yes.
Yes.
I can't wait to just say, like, way to take a month break from the pod, even though we only had 2 podcasts in December.
Oh, you have to.
But it counts for 6 missed pods.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go next because you did say you had some tangents.
Yeah, if we bring them up here or not, but they might come up naturally.
Not a ton kind of this past week, buying some last-minute Christmas gifts. We did go to what do they call it? The Holiday Train?
Holiday Train, yeah.
Tonight. Dallas Smith and Mackenzie Porter put on, they sang, 4 songs each? Couple
it's like
Christmas,
a 7
couple
out of 10
actual
show.
ones. Yeah. I mean, you can't ask for a better night. It was 0 degrees out there, no wind. I've been there and it's been minus 25 and
I feel bad
frigid.
for those
Yeah.
poor guys
But tonight
playing
was
guitars.
unreal. There had to have been a couple thousand people in that parking lot. 2,000-3,000 people. It was insane. But it was awesome. Finn, this is the first time we've gone in a couple years. Finn's 5, so he has no idea what it was like back when we had gone with him originally, and he just loved it tonight. So it was nice. Turned out really good with obviously that weather, and yeah, I think we will go back. I think he'll want to go, so that'll be good. Other than that, we did a little kind of neighbor party on Saturday night.
Yeah, same.
So we did like a couple drinks here. We'd go to the next house, have a couple
Like
drinks
a pub
there.
crawl in your neighborhood.
Exactly. I got poisoned on Saturday night.
What?
One of our neighbors makes hooch.
Oh, yeah, the moonshine.
So they were talking about this bourbon whiskey this guy makes, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever, let's give it a test. He's like, yeah, it's like 90 proof. I was like, okay, whatever, cool, let's go. And he's like, this thing's been up here for 2 years. So it's in this mason jar, and there might have been 3 ounces gone out of this thing.
Yeah, because everyone else had some.
Because everyone else was like, ugh. He's like, oh, I'll have a little bit. So I pour a little bit, and I was like, it's not that bad. So I start having like 3 or 4. We're at one of the girls' houses that's close to us, and she makes some champagne drink, and it tasted good, but I don't like champagne that much.
Oh, she got overconfident.
Yes. So I keep just pouring this hooch into my glass. It's like, yeah, that's fine. So I said, oh, yeah, take it with you. So it's actually in my house. We will have some on Wednesday. Everything's fine. We go to the next house, keep drinking, come home. It wasn't even that late. I think we got home at 11:30. Wake up the next morning with the absolute worst hangover that I've had in a long time. And I did not drink that much.
We drank enough of that.
But
Whatever
enough of
you
that
say,
that
yeah.
it just killed me the next day. So Sunday was a little rough going to coach volleyball and having to yell at kids, and yeah, it was less
That
than
sounds
ideal.
terrible.
Less than ideal. So on that note, 18 this week. So that gets me to 715 on the year. 4 of those were beer, so that gets me at 258 on the year for beer.
Okay.
So well within my 300 that I had.
Your moved goalpost.
Yes,
300.
that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
All right, Harv.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Quite a few like just random things happened to me this week that were just, I don't know. One, I guess I was supposed to miss this pod. It's actually my work Christmas party tonight.
No way.
No way.
Yeah.
You're skipping your work Christmas
Well,
party?
here's the thing.
Or they moved it.
I found out on Friday that it was our work Christmas party today, and it's in Winnipeg. So it was like an invitation to this thing. Like they're like, you can come if you want, but like it just happened that.
So how many staff are in Winnipeg? The rest of them?
No, there's 3 in Winnipeg. Then like our Alberta rep is from Winnipeg, so he took this week off and went
He's at
home.
Yeah, okay.
So he was there, and then my boss's wife's family's from Winnipeg.
So
he
it's
had to
like
be
an
out there
impromptu.
a little bit, and then on Friday he'd like send out an email. If anyone wants to come to Winnipeg, we're having a Christmas party on Monday. So I was like, no, I'm not going to that.
No, episode 300.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, from one spectrum of commitment to the other, like I skipped a work Christmas party to be here for this thing. So
Yeah,
so
that's
there's that.
actually gaining you.
Should take a
miss.
couple off. Yeah.
That's worth a couple.
Well, but that's
off for
now
sure.
you're not in first anymore, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's right. Doesn't really matter. So that was one thing. Another, I mean, Bronell always talks about his random ailments, like
Yes.
waking up. And so I always wonder, like, that doesn't happen to me. Like, I don't wake up sore or anything like that. But last week I was walking down the stairs and, like, just like where your, like, heel slips and you, like,
Oh yeah.
skid down a couple. And I,
just,
like, jammed
all
my
the tendons
heel.
in your foot. You can feel them as you're
Yeah,
going
I
down.
jammed my heel into the bottom step, and like I couldn't walk for the rest of that day. Like I was just like limping around, just like it felt like I like sprained my ankle, just like slipping down the stairs. So I don't know if that's an age thing finally catching up with
It
me,
is, yeah.
but that happened, and then I had a dentist appointment, which went well. They were impressed with my dental hygiene, so
Nice.
that's always good.
That's always really good.
But
Say it.
they booked me for my next appointment, which is like, I don't know, 6 months from now.
Yeah.
I get home, and like not 40 minutes later, I get an email, just like a friendly reminder for my dentist appointment. Don't forget about your upcoming dentist appointment 6 months from now.
Oh, I thought it was the one that just happened.
No, like, I don't know, like these email reminders and stuff. Like, I think that's like just try. I have written it down on a card. Just trust I'm going to be there. You don't need to remind me every week.
Well,
for
my
6
dentist,
months.
my dentist is actually, they'll send you a text the week before, which is nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
how do you
and they
know
all,
what you're doing 6 months from now? Like, I know, yes, it's 6 months, so plan around it, but shit comes up. Like, that's
all the time.
so
Every
fucking
time
far
I
in
have to
advance.
change something because I always forget
Yeah.
about it
Yeah.
till that weekly text.
Well,
comes.
that's standard practice for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I didn't have any drinks. I coached some hockey, and that was that. So I'm at 505 on the year.
Still.
We can get into the tangent right now if you guys want.
let's do
Yeah,
it.
I love it. I love it.
So last week we got talking on what happens after death,
Yeah.
and
Which was a fun one.
The space was real, but like you guys got to get your phones out because I was down this like ever since then. I've just been like conspiracy theory, just deep dives. I posted that one about the moon
Yeah.
landing and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like if there's another world on the other side of Antarctica and stuff like that. But I found this one that was
Very interactive. Okay.
about dinosaurs existing.
Currently. Okay.
No. Like, did they ever exist?
Oh,
Really?
And
someone just made them up.
yeah, like I don't think they did. Like I don't, and not because like I'm a big like creation like religious person, but like I got on this thing, and they got talking about like why were dinosaur bones like never found by any other cultures or civilizations. Like you never hear of dinosaurs being there. And then I saw this thing about why did they even look like they actually look like? Because like if you Google a skeleton of a rabbit, like Google it and look what a rabbit skeleton looks like. So Google it.
Okay.
Rabbit skeleton. Rabbit skeleton.
So like
How?
that's a rabbit. And now they pull out these dinosaur bones, and then all of a sudden they come up with like that they look like these giant lizards and whatnot. How do they know that?
Well, the feet are a little bit off.
But like,
But-
how do they know that that's what a dinosaur actually looked like?
Yeah.
Well, even with that, so they're always depicted with like scales, right?
Yeah.
And then now you like raptors, probably one of the more popular one. And now they're saying they think it had feathers.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're just like,
what did
okay,
they
well,
sound like?
yeah.
Like they're just guessing on all this.
Yeah,
This is
well,
just
as much
guesswork.
as I think it's a little guesswork, I feel like there are worse things to just randomly make up.
Okay, but
Like
here, okay, so
space.
here's one thing. Here's one thing to think about. So facial reconstruction, they'll find a skull somewhere, right, and be
Like
able to kind of
space.
recreate their face, and it's somewhat accurate.
Maybe.
So would that be? That would be somewhat
Okay,
similar, would it not
but
be?
most of these dinosaurs have been depicted before facial recognition even took place, is even invented.
Okay, that's fair.
So
yes.
like maybe they were just these big fluffy animals that hopped around like a bunny, right?
they just had huge teeth.
I think it's more the size, Harv. And I
Okay,
think to
but-
answer the question about why wasn't it done by other civilizations, they were more concerned with just like staying alive than they were to.
I don't know. I
away
just,
from those things.
I just
Yeah.
think there's some
Digging
questions
them
to be asked here. Like
yeah,
I'm
that's
not
fair. Yeah.
like why are we just okay with that's what dinosaurs look like? They don't know. That's just a guess.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I'll meet you halfway. I think there's a small, not halfway. I'll meet you like a tenth of the way.
There we go. Yeah.
The rabbit skeleton was interactive. I'll give you that. It looks generally like a dinosaur skeleton.
Well, I'm not saying it looks like a dinosaur, but like it doesn't look like a rabbit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the sheer size of these things suggests that maybe they're not.
And then I
around
got on
anymore.
another one of
Oh,
that,
boy.
like fossil fuels, like aren't actually from like dinosaur bones. like oil and stuff like that. It's not any of that.
So that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
I don't because like how do dead animals turn into fucking oil? Like, that doesn't make sense.
And how long does it take? 'Cause there's been a bunch of other things that have died millions of years ago.
Just could be trees.
Could be. Maybe it's just a naturally occurring resource in the earth.
It could be.
Yeah, you got some tangents already.
It could be.
How long of a process was this for you?
Oh, like an hour at least. Like just like on a tangent. I've been on some weird like rabbit holes on like
Literally
reels and
rabbit
thing.
holes,
Like
Yeah, okay.
like today before the pod, put my kids to bed. I was just kind of hanging out, and I just watched like math reels. Like this guy just solving math problems on Instagram for like 40 minutes.
Nothing
I
better
think I
than
would
card.
enjoy that.
Nothing better than card trick.
Oh yeah, like
card trick ones.
probably
Yeah.
because I'm watching so many card tricks that just these like puzzle solving things just like pop up in my feed. But I got on this math one. It's just like little puzzles, and it's like you probably want to solve it this way, and it's like that would be wrong, and just like how they figure it out. Oh man, math is wild.
Math is wild, isn't it?
But
Oh,
yeah, so
Harv.
dinosaurs. I don't know if they're real.
So you might be out on dinosaurs.
I might
eh?
be out on dinosaurs. At least what they look like.
Okay.
That's fair.
Nah, I don't. I'm not with you, bro. I can only imagine. In memory of R.I.P. Bronell, I can only imagine some of the stuff that'd be coming out of his mouth right now, telling you you're an idiot.
Well,
I miss
I
that
don't-
guy sometimes.
I mean, I don't know. The skeletons just don't add up to me. But
Uh,
that's
We're 22 minutes into the episode 300. You want to talk about golf now, or
that. Yeah, we can talk about the PNC and go through that real quick.
Sure. We're skipping it altogether.
Well,
we just felt
bet
we
on
felt
it.
yeah we felt,
Oh yeah, I guess we
felt
did, eh?
episode 300 should have some golf in it.
There
just
was
so
a
happened.
tournament.
Just didn't line up properly.
Team Longer won.
Mm-hmm.
That's his. Bernhard tied the record for his 5th win at this tournament.
5th.
Did
Tied
anyone pick him?
Raymond Floyd.
No picks. No one picked him, eh?
No one picked him. His 3rd win with this son. He won it 2 other times with another son, I believe. So, and I mean, those championship
that's
belts are up there.
Yeah.
Might
Yeah,
be
they're
the
really
best.
good. Yeah.
Like,
Is there prize money for this at all? do you
I'm
know?
don't
not
know.
sure. I don't think so, but
I don't know.
I didn't know.
I did tune in quite a bit actually for it. Somewhat interested by the premise, and I will say Tiger Charlie only because I wanted to see how good Charlie actually is, because you see lots of Twitter things on. I can't remember who posted that one. He's like, yeah, he'd make a great Div 2 golfer. It's
Well,
just
yeah, Score Bet had one. Get him to the PGA Tour
Yeah,
right
that was-
now.
that
It's
one was
like,
bad, too.
We're
Get
going
the
right to
fuck
the
outta
Chuck
here.
Wood circus that it was here.
Yes.
We can go to that.
but it was funny, like tuning into some of their some of the shots and stuff. It's like he's not that good. And then there were some, obviously the best shots of his were the ones that make social media, and they were really good.
Yeah.
But
they were overhyped.
they were definitely overhyped for sure. Yep.
Yeah, like he drove a green, a 300-yard green.
Yep.
There's a lot-
Should be taken into account. There's 50-kilometer winds.
Yes, there are a lot of 14, 15-year-old really good golfers that can hit the ball that far.
Yep.
But that recoil, though. The recoil.
Oh,
The swing. He waved by to his golf ball. You guys, he waved by to it.
There was so much cringe stuff this week. And
Tiger
I
Woods
just,
threw
like,
chicken fingers at him. Did you know that?
I heard about it.
Jesus Christ.
I tried to stay off of Twitter this week just for that.
Well, it was bad. I mean, it was worse than like the Tiger being back 2 weeks ago, and like that was unbearable. So, I don't know. I mean, if that guy wins on the PGA Tour, you can color me surprised.
I don't know if he's getting to the PGA Tour.
I bet he'll get some courtesy starts because of who his dad is. But
You think he'll get
Maybe.
a couple sponsors exemptions?
yeah,
Maybe. Well,
You
he's still got to
think?
show some post-secondary success, I would think.
yeah.
Does he? I don't know.
But just in general, the tournament is enjoyable to watch because it is very loose.
Yes.
They have an opportunity to be very interactive. So that's enjoyable to watch, but at the same time, at no point when you're watching it is like, this is a real tournament.
Yeah.
But, like, keep in mind, like, everyone's talking about how good Charlie Woods is. His dad's Tiger Woods. They were 5th. They lost to a 66-year-old man and his investment banker's son. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong.
This is the best golfer of all time, and what some people have crowned the best 14-year-old golfer of all time. So, and they lost by, what, 6 strokes?
Yeah. And wasn't Longer playing shorter tees than Charlie? Is that what it was? I'm pretty sure.
He must have been, yeah. He would have been playing like the second, and then Charlie would have been playing the whites or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It's too much. Thank God this is only 1 week a year.
Yes.
If they did this 2 or 3 times, I might kill myself.
Would you boycott the pod? Well, I guess you're boycotting if you're dead.
Yeah, I guess it'd be dead, but I wouldn't boycott the pod. I'd be here in ghost form.
Perfect.
Yeah, but who decides if you're a ghost or not? I had a couple people reach out, and they're like, wow, that hit home.
Really?
Like, who decides? And then, so I got to clarify, too. Someone said, or Bronell actually said, he listened to the pod. Good for him. He said, 82, and then it levels up to 182. What happens if you die when you're 30? Easy. You just get 100 added onto your score. Or you get you get 150. If you die early in the first level, you get a longer second level.
Or maybe the people who died early are the ghosts down here. And you don't actually get to go to the next level until you get to 80 on this level.
Oh, you get 50. Say you die when you're 30, you get 50 years of being a ghost.
Yeah.
And then you level up.
Being a ghost would be fun. Like, it would be
walking through walls.
Yeah.
Well, if they were
so
legit,
cool.
like
Just
just to
spying
dick
on
around with
people.
people,
Yeah,
just to
exactly.
dick around with people. Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be awesome.
That'd be great.
You're right. Any other PNC stuff?
Just the
Not a lot of golf on this
the,
episode.
the dailies played. And then I guess old John took Lil John to Hooters after the tournament.
Well, they're both sponsored, right? I believe by them.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And then it was a couple weeks ago, but it made sense now that I don't know, article or tweet or factoid that John Daly had lost $55 million in sports gambling over his career.
Correct. Yep.
Like, that's a lot of money.
Too much.
Not as much as Phil, but
Yeah, but Phil's made more.
true. Very true.
Like as a percentage of total dollars earned, that's
Like at
astronomical.
that point, you're just a bad gambler, right? Losing that much,
crossed my mind.
like, you just got to be bad at it, right? Like
I don't know many good gamblers. Speaking from experience.
You're hitting 60%. You're really good.
Is that
Really
the number?
good. Yeah, 60, 65%. Yeah.
I just think it's more of like a fun like investment thing than it is anything else. That's gotta be one.
Like, is there anyone in the world that's just like a professional sports gambler? Like that's how they make their living, though?
Yes.
Or
Oh,
they're
lots, yeah.
Yes.
Like lots?
Yeah, lots.
I wonder what their tricks are. You guys should look into that because you guys aren't very good.
Well, I tail a lot
Ebbs
of
and
them, and
flow.
they're
Is
not
that
very
fan?
good either. That was fan, yeah.
Yeah, that LeBron under bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I wrote down Team Annika here. Team Annika, I just wrote that toddler can play.
Did we find out how old he was?
He's 12.
12.
He was better than Charlie Woods the first day by a lot.
Really?
Like, he was hitting shots for like 12 years old.
Well,
Like,
the
that were
last,
much more impressive.
the last shot of the tournament, he hit that great. Was it a bunker shot or just out front? Yeah, he was pretty good. Yep.
Yeah. So, and I mean, before the tournament started, I made like a little half joking post, like, "What do we think Team Annika is going to shoot?" Because I just kept seeing videos of this like
Yeah.
kid with riding around training wheels, and then he's playing in this tournament. And they did way better. Like, they beat Woods and Thomas the first day,
Yes.
and
Yep.
then Wynn got him the next day. But still, he was pretty impressive. So maybe watch for him.
Yep.
Crazy.
Aces, birthday shots of the week. Paige Sporanic got an ace, I guess.
Saw that.
Under protest, I think, by the internet. But
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she had one. Birthdays, Ricky Fowler and Trish Stratus.
Oh, yeah.
Threw that one in there for the wrestling fans.
Wrestling pod, yeah.
But and then shots of the week. I wrote down every shot that wasn't Chuck Woods. That's my shot of the week. I'm calling him Chuck. It ain't Charlie. It ain't Charles. That's Chuck Woods.
Mine was Matt Kuchar. Kind of in the woods. Somehow ended up getting a full swing and ended up through some really small gap on the green to like 15 feet.
Okay.
It's pretty nice, actually.
Yeah. Did you see his kids swing?
It is insane.
Yeah.
Like, it's very like Joaquin Neiman, like super side
but he's
bend.
like
Side
way
bend,
taller
yeah.
and like
It's-
lanky and like he like
it's crazy.
bends like in half.
Yeah.
Full side tilt.
I couldn't
Gumby.
believe it.
But yeah,
No
let's
shots of the week, yep.
let's go to the news. Let's start with Liv. Always in the news.
Liv, yes.
Liv. So Greg Norman came out and said they have been inundated with requests to join John Rahm's team. So,
I mean,
you know
who
what?
wouldn't want to be on his team?
I mean, he didn't say who.
Yeah.
Like it could have been Bronell for all we know.
Yeah.
Like,
That's why he's boycotting. I don't discredit the fact that people have been asking to join his team.
But
'cause
again,
they're going to
who?
win a bunch. Yeah, but who? We need to know the who's.
the whole secrecy around these quotes and Liv and who wants to go
Is the worst part about it.
is
Yeah.
getting too much. Like even last week that
Interesting question.
thanks.
Oh, wow.
That Rory quote where they're like that guy who came out who apparently played on the Ryder Cup and called out Rory is
Yes.
all that, but like you got to be naming names at this point. Like
If you're gonna come out and say that stuff,
you
yes.
got to be naming names.
I agree.
Like it makes it dumb when they don't. Like it just could be anything. Other things, obviously, John Rahm has a bit of a gag order or a
Yep.
not allowed to talk. He came
Yeah,
out and
that's the
said,
dumbest thing.
"I'm not saying anything until Liv starts anymore." And I mean, I get it. He doesn't want
was the-
the
what was-
liberal media to twist his words into something, basically saying he supports killing people or something like that. So
Yeah, what was the counter argument to that? I'm just trying to think. There was a tweet that was quote tweeted him with his "I'm not talking for X period of time," and then they were basically going against everything he said prior to, which he's already done by signing with the Liv. But it's just like, for a guy that was grow the game. That's what it was. He wants to grow the game, but yet he's not speaking about golf for the next X period of time. It's like, so you sign, you want to grow the game by being a face of the new tour, but yet you don't want
Can't
to
talk.
about the new tour?
Yeah.
Like that is it's one thing to be hypocritical on the money side of things and going there, but then to say that and then just be like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
just
what-
disappearing for 2
it's
months.
what in the biz we call a heel turn.
Yeah. It is it's one of the biggest heel turns maybe of all time.
So
Wrestling or not.
yeah, and then the other Liv one, Alex Ogletree joined the High Flyers.
Oh, baby.
Did he catch that?
Yeah, he
Smith
did.
and Jigba.
Let's go.
Holy, Eagles are going to lose. Sorry.
Love
Ogletree to the High
Ogletree,
Flyers.
The
So-
once highly touted amateur.
Hey,
Now
guy
he's
just
playing
needs a
with Phil.
chance.
Did he do anything?
Last year
No.
when he was in it,
Yeah.
no,
Not a thing.
or
Hey,
2
but
years
he's-
ago, I guess.
Well, he
He's
had
there.
he
But-
was the highly touted amateur, then he did really good in his first 2 tournaments.
But now he did, right? Because he got back in by winning on the Asian tour. So he won their, I guess, equivalent of the Order of Merit. So he had a good year last year. So we'll see if it translates this year.
Yeah, and then one last thing on the Liv. I kind of came up with an idea for how this whole Liv and PGA Tour thing can coexist.
I like
Oh,
it.
boy.
Let's hear it.
All right.
So obviously we've seen that, and we'll get to it. The Liv guys kind of cleaning up on the DP World Tour right now, but DP World Tour also said that they're going to allow more Liv players to play in their events or certain events.
Okay.
And my thought is like the PGA Tour just needs to like own this and do the same thing.
Yep.
Like give them 4 of the elevated tournaments, and these guys can play in 2 of 4. And then it just like there's no Live tournament those weekends anyways. So
Yep.
like
Okay.
grow the game, let these guys come back and play in these, and then just like they're on the Live, PGA Tour on the PGA Tour, and these guys can come and play 2 of 4 tournaments that they pick throughout the year, and then everybody is happy. Then it's not just the majors.
Well, and you also get that exact. So we're seeing, obviously, we talked about last week where some of the sponsors are leaving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those sponsors are going to want those tournaments where you're going to have all of those players back in
The
it.
non-major majors.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I think it's going to help. It would end up helping the PGA Tour in the end. But
And again, you're not getting the Alex Ogletrees. You're getting
Yes.
the John Rahms,
Yep.
the Dustin Johnsons, the
Yep.
Brooks Koepka.
Yeah, assuming that they actually. You're saying it's mandated that they have to play 2
Well,
of 4?
they
Top
can only
15
play
or
2
whatever
of
it is,
4, and
Yeah.
you have certain Live qualifiers.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be some sort of. The only way it's going to work is if they have to make the Live guys come back at some point.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it will. Certainly, I don't think it's going to happen this upcoming year, but
no.
but down the road, like after a full year of not having those guys on it, it's like okay, something's got to happen here. And there's been grumblings now of all this behind the scenes stuff that's both they didn't like, but now apparently they're making inroads to having some sort of new agreement.
looking at 72 holes now as well.
Live is, yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously another news topic, I guess a bunch of billionaire sport team owners have potentially reached a deal to influx $3 billion into the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea how that's going to work or how they get their money back
Yeah,
or whatever. But
exactly.
Well, they'd have to just give up their non-profit status and just
that's
say,
a-
hey, we're a for-profit.
Yeah, this is that
No.
separate entity,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
they'll end up having 2,
right.
which, I don't know.
I don't know
then-
how it's going to work.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, something's got to happen because there was a lawsuit filed too by a bunch of PGA Tour players
Yeah.
against the PGA Tour on some of this stuff and how they're handling PIP and
Yeah.
payouts and whatnot. So, I mean, PGA Tour has got to do something to just reel this back in
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
whether you want to say the best players play there, like they're
It's out of control.
the damage control they got to do to fix this is still a very big thing. So,
Like, I mean, they have a point, right? They have that player advisory board, and it's a lot of higher profile players, right? So
Yep.
maybe it's not the most best interest for the kind of 50, call it 75 to 200, right? Like that's not the most pressing thing on their mind, where I get them, right? Like they're doing that lawsuit because they want to know what the hell's going on because they just don't feel like they're being represented. And I think that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
no. And then moving on next, NBC has announced that Kevin Kisner will be doing commentary for the tournament champions and the waste management.
Yeah. Was it Sony too?
My favorite part.
Those two for sure. I'm
My
not
favorite
sure
part about
Sony.
that was the, I think it was Willie Wilcox or Max Homer or someone was just like replied to that with "sounds like a hobby." I laughed my ass off.
No, and then they're also talking that Jeff Ogilvy will be the one to permanently replace Azinger.
He'd be good.
So we'll see what
He'd be
happens
solid.
there. Moving on, here's a big one. Angel Cabrera played in his first tournament since being released from jail. Finished top 10. He might still got it. Maybe
Did he
You
shoot
think-
66 in his first round or something like that?
You think they allowed him to like have a sim or like
that's what I was
hit
just saying. He's just
golf
probably
balls in jail?
beating balls against a blanket against the chain link fence. Just
So how good would you guys get if you were in jail and you
Just
had unlimited
nonstop.
range time, just beating balls,
He's got no
nothing else
no
to
other
do.
commitments.
Yeah, nothing
And
else to do.
Just hitting balls.
yeah, like even if you just got it for like yard time, right?
Yeah.
Like you got 2 hours a day, you just hit golf balls over.
Well, I can't
and over.
imagine he was in the worst prison of all time.
No,
I
wouldn't
mean, I
think
don't know
so.
what South American jails are like.
I would not imagine very good.
He's just
Shitting in a hole and
he was just
living in the
just
desert.
just hitting balls.
No word yet if he's allowed to drive,
Yeah, no.
but
Jury's
he can golf.
The literal jury's still out on that.
Oh yeah, last one before we kind of do the 2 tournaments that went on. The Minwoo Lee hype video for joining the PGA Tour. I mean, he did that himself, right? Like his team put that together. Like that wasn't.
I think so.
PGA Tour. That obviously wasn't a PGA Tour thing, but
he put it together
for sure. Yeah,
very well done for sure.
Yeah, like he's doing a very good job of building a brand. I'll tell you that much.
Yep.
I mean, lose the KKK hood when you win, but other than that, really dynamite job growing his brand.
Nailed it.
And then just kind of a couple tournaments to recap. DP World Tour had the Africa Asia Bank Meridius Open. Louis Oosthuizen won for the second week in a row, another live guy.
Yeah.
So that's
that
the
trophy,
last
though.
5 turns. And I mean, trophy, unbelievable. Display ability off the charts.
That's like the monster.
Just like goes
iron.
up and then like branches off into like a bunch of metal branch things. So good for him. Not much else to cover off on that tournament. I wouldn't say it was the strongest of fields. It was basically Louis and Laurie Cantor and whoever wanted to play in South Africa that day. So, and then the PGQ school wrapped up today. Harrison Endicott won.
Yes.
And then I don't know why the names aren't on here, but
it was the final spot was a 5-for-1, was it not? Do you have that on your notes?
I'm not sure. I just have Paul Raul Pareda got in. I thought I had the whole thing, but it's not on here. And then that Hayden Springer got his card, which is kind of a good story because his young daughter passed away a month ago. So him getting his card is obviously a big deal. So yeah. And there was 3 other ones. I can't find their names, so look it up yourselves. And then couple Canadians that Yella Marju and Papineau got some starts on the Corn Ferry Tour. Miles Creighton got a bunch for the Americas Tour. Stuart McDonald, damn.
Not so much.
Not good. And then a couple other guys, Jared Dutois and what's his name? Alex Giroux, maybe? Didn't do so hot either. But, that's it for news.
Okay. Let's do picks, and then I'll do my...
Well, the pick recap was just
celebration.
I picked Team Sing. They got third. The bet was whoever finished second had to drink 2 beers. That was Knoop. He picked the Dailies. They were fifth. The third place guy had to drink 3 beers. That was MattyB. He picked the Thomases. I mean, that's just a bad pick. They don't give 2 shits about this tournament.
Yeah,
they're just there to
before.
They're just there to yuck around with Tiger Woods 13th. They were so. Yeah.
Bad pick for sure. Yeah.
Interesting.
Could have been better.
I guess, your top 10, top 30.
We're into it. It's episode 300, so I prepared was going to be a top 5, but as I was kind of rolling through it, it's like, okay, well, we got to do a top 10. And it's I've labeled it as top 10 most memorable moments of the first 300. Now, this is not just the podcast. It's Drive the Green in general. Mostly because I had like a few things, and then I was like, okay, well, what is it? We've done like last year, Bronell, over the past 2 years, like 100. He had like, okay, we've had this many guests on, and then episode 200, we've had this many guests on, and just different things. And then we're gonna have the Greenies in 2 weeks. So I thought, okay, well, these are just like the memorable things that stick out. Funny things we've done, that type of stuff. And they're not necessary. I just wrote down like my 10 favorite things. I didn't actually put them in order, but I'm going to try to like put them in order right now. Okay. So number 10 is the Ultimate Foursome era. Just the days when we used to have Ultimate Foursomes like every week or every other week. Just as kind of like the thing to get us going. You know what I mean? Like those were the days prior to Knoop where we just like 3 of us sit around. What are we gonna do? We're gonna do Ultimate Foursome wrestlers. We're gonna do Ultimate Foursome people named Jim. Like just like
those
the most
were good.
random. They were good, and I think every now and then we should bring them back. Like it would be nice to just have those in our back pocket. Brona would love them. Maybe we'll have our top 5 or Ultimate Foursome Brocs one day. We just maybe one of us by chance will pick him. I don't think any of us are.
I don't even know any Brocks other than him.
Yeah, I know another Brock Nelson. He plays on the Islanders. That's
that would
it.
be it, though.
Brock Lesnar,
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Who else?
that's
it.
Brock Purdy.
Brock
Yeah,
Purdy. Okay.
MVP, yeah, well, that makes
So we
sense.
filled one foursome with Brocks. That's it. Number 9. Asking Mike Weir about his marriage when he wasn't actually married, or his engagement when they weren't actually engaged.
And then they got engaged.
And then they got
married.
engaged. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not anytime soon, I think, was
Years
his
later,
answer. Yeah.
but still.
Not anytime soon is what he said. And then it was like immediately after that they got engaged. Number 8. See, these are all in different order, so I got to like figure it out. Number 8. Adding Knoop to the pod.
Mm.
And then I had / Knoop's luck.
Getting added. Yep.
One of our main drivers to adding you to the show was to be able to beat anyone in a foursome match, and I don't think we've had a single one since you joined.
No, we
No
haven't.
challengers, really.
No challengers. No one wants to step up to the plate.
No one wants to smoke.
Saskatoon? Someone. There has to be 4 people in Saskatoon that
Yeah.
want to play us.
And we also, if Bronell was here, he would definitely say, well, we also had him for his video editing. He's not doing any of that either.
That is exactly what he would have
It's
said.
kind of what he would say.
That was
Should have done
that was found
like
out
in
after
his
the
voice,
fact, so that doesn't even
like
count.
an impression of him.
Which then leads me to number 7, the Ultimate Roadie series.
Yep.
We've had the opportunity to play some very good Saskatchewan courses. Series 1 to Northeast Saskatchewan was a great time, and Series 2 to Northwest Saskatchewan is still in process.
Mm-hmm.
Bronell's actually, I believe his boycott is sorting videos.
I sure hope so. He talks about
What
that
else
all
is
the
he
time.
doing?
Which then leads me directly into number 6, Bronell's Asian fetish.
It was wild there for a while.
There was a period there where he would not stop taking Asians in pics.
Yeah, it was wild.
And then he tried to mask it by saying that's his thing. His
Tried to
theme.
lean into the curb.
So yeah, hopefully that's still a thing. Number 5, sponsorship, Callaway and Player.
Mm-hmm.
2 of the
Well,
best
Churchill.
things that ever happened to us, and Churchill, yeah, for sure. But 3 of the best things that's ever happened to us was having some people out there that are like, yeah, you know what, these guys are idiots. We'll hook our wagon to them, or they can hook their wagon to us, and we'll just drag them along for a little bit. So thanks to our generous sponsors who've been with us. Player's been with us since episode like 4.
Yep.
And Callaway,
That's crazy.
Callaway around, I don't know, maybe 70, something like that.
Player would have been right about the same time.
Player
kinda getting going.
Player established in 2015, I believe, is what's on their merchandise,
Mm-hmm.
and we established in 2018. But
Okay.
they were just he was just getting full blown rolling, and it was like, okay, yeah, let's do this. So yeah, very thankful for that. Number 4, this is tough to put this in here, but I'm gonna put number 4, Harv's spotty attendance.
I haven't even
It's
missed the
now
most pause this
Bronell's.
year, yeah.
No, but it's not this year. It was
okay.
it was in general. Harv spotty attendance, but now it's Bronell's. So
Yep.
it doesn't matter anymore. It is Bronell's, which then leads me directly into what am I on, number 4, number 3?
3.
Number 3, the Live trying to tear golf and us apart. Because that's exactly what it's done.
It's
torn
succeeded in one of those.
It's literally torn the PGA or the golf world apart to shreds, some may say. And Bronell, obviously by his absence, he said, if John Rahm ever goes there, I'm out. And John Rahm went there, and he's out. So he is a man of his word. If he's got anything, he's got that.
Yep.
Guess so.
Number 2, bag of golf.
I knew that was going to be on there. I
You
knew
just didn't
it was
know where
gonna
it
be-
was
I
coming.
just didn't know where it was
I
coming.
had it as 1 originally, but I think I got a better one. But Harv
That was early. Well, not super early. 'cause
I
that
can't
was-
remember when it was, but
That was
Harv
at your
just
house, so we had moved away from the original studio.
just You tell the story because it was it was your flub.
I mean, I don't even know what the topic was, but we got talking on like golf clubs, and I just said like a whole bag of golf. I said instead of golf bag or clubs, just said bag of golf, and it went viral, so to speak.
It did go viral. Yeah, a bunch of people were like, "What the hell happened to Harv when he said bag of golf?" So yeah, that was very that was a fun time. It's fun to reminisce about where we've been. And the number one moment of top 300 is Mr. 5-time Roger Sloan and all of the things that he's given us along the way.
Yep.
That relationship that we've had with Rog is the best. I mean, he's given us so many opportunities like RBC Canadian Open. Just think that if I were to sum up this whole show in the first 300 episodes, it'd be Roger Sloan. And now he's back on the PGA Tour. It's just like we've lived and died with this guy for the past however long, and very thankful for him. And I got a couple on mentions. One very couple this year actually. First on mention was Red 10, and the chaos that ensued when you guys played the wrong ball at the Player Cup Legends. And the last honorable mention was a friend of the pod, Nick Taylor and Wyndham Clark winning back-to-back. Nick Taylor wins the RBC Canadian Open, and then Wyndham Clark wins a major in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, that was big.
So first major champion, and obviously a Canadian winning the home open. So that's what I got. Do you guys got any on mentions?
I can't believe the golf ball into the windshield didn't make it.
Oh, yes. You know what? I actually did forget about that. That should definitely be in there. Because that is the ultimate viral moment for us.
That's probably that, and the Bryson doesn't know how to climb a fence or whatever.
Yeah, that one was
two most viewed
500,000
or
impressions or whatever. But that was just like the most random thing.
And
just a tweet. A friend of the pod, Brady, actually helped us out with that one.
And the bracket.
Oh, shit. Didn't even think of the bracket either.
Would be,
See, this is the hard part with one guy putting in there, but that's good. On mentions, bracket. You got any, Knoop?
So actually, I didn't know what you were doing. So I prepared my own top 5 as well.
This kid, I can only imagine how well put together this is.
So I've only been around for 150-ish. So about half the pods that you guys had. I tried to look it up today.
The good news is every pod after this is more than half.
Yeah, absolutely.
You might get a little more credit.
Some more street cred.
But yeah, if you
showed up, 3.
Just think of it. If you showed up around 150, you were always working against the house, and now you're playing with house money. You're always going to be over half.
Just think your equity in the pod just went up to 33%.
Yeah, big time.
The worst part for Bronell is we got a little bit of money in the bank account, and he's just forfeiting that.
So my top 5 moments since I've been around.
Oh, okay.
Number 5, Mike Weir. Getting to chat with him, Masters, kind of his career. I think that was fantastic. That was really, really cool to be able to kind of chat with him for a good half hour, 40 minutes. Yeah. He still hasn't called me to train him, but that's fine. He's doing okay. That's fine.
Yep.
Number 4, Labor Day Classics.
I did have Labor Day Classics on there, but I was like, I don't know if these are quite in there, but yeah.
I mean, getting to play them, I got to play them before I had joined you guys. Always a lot of fun, but getting to actually put them on, put in the work, and do them and see how much fun everybody has and know that they're all coming because you guys are putting on a great event. I think it's an awesome feeling.
It is awesome. And I think too, now establishing Elbow in May and then having those bookends to the season is awesome. Thank you for that. Cause my on mentions had a comma in it. So it had my 2 on mentions and a comma, and Labor Day Classic was what I was typing when you showed up to the studio tonight. Yep. So thanks for
that. Number 3, actually a partner of ours, a partner event, Match Play in Elkridge.
Unbelievable. Yep.
Yeah, it's fun.
to get to go up there as a group of 6, for the most part, is kind of what we've gone up there as the last 3 years. So just to go up there, play a fantastic golf course, 3 days of playing on this place, and you just get to have fun with a bunch of dudes.
Yep.
Right? Guys being guys, hanging out, playing golf.
Nothing better.
Puking in bags. Shit happens.
Yeah.
I guess.
Tossing them off the balcony.
That's right.
Going
Exactly.
Shame walk and pick up that bag of puke the next morning.
I'm just glad I picked it up. I kind of piggybacking a little bit off for you, but I'm going to narrow mine down a little bit. Northern, I guess being a little more specific, Northwest Roadie. The one we did this last year was second to none. Right? If you're getting up there and you want to go and play some Saskatchewan golf, especially to a lot of places that most people probably haven't played, you got to go up there. It was awesome.
I would say too. So the footage that we have captured, we've done the short 2-minute videos for those courses, and we want to do those leading into next year. Still working, obviously, on this absolute massive amount of work that goes into the roadie series itself. But I can't wait to at least get those videos out. Obviously, you've seen our whole vlogs, which is one of the goals of that, and just to see the beauty of some of those courses through that. But yeah, it's like playing them and then going back through and seeing the footage. It's like, it just takes you back.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it does. Yeah. And number one, I mean,
is it Brono?
It doesn't get better than this. Canadian Open, the year that we went, just being able to
to my number one with Raj.
Yeah, to like on that Wednesday when we got there and get to go and walk the course with Raj. And literally, we're the only people out there other than the players that are able to kind of go and walk the course and just do that. We got to play a bunch of top 100 golf courses.
Yep.
Right? Like just fantastic perks that we get for doing what we do. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Yeah. So
Pretty
that's my
spoiled,
top 5.
I would say.
Very, very much so.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, really.
Yeah.
Harv, you got anything we missed?
No, everything has pretty much been covered now. That's for sure. I mean, the guests.
Yeah, I didn't want to narrow down the guests. I gave Raj the 5 time, but we've had just it's sometimes you just like sit back and you're like, you got to toot your own horn a little bit. 300 episodes is a long time. We've been doing this for a while.
Yeah,
and we got pretty spoiled at times with guests, and some people like the guests. We've found that over the past little bit here with four people, it's like, well, guest makes the podcast very long, and so it's like we got some good banter. Now that Bronell's maybe boycotting, maybe we bring back guests. But that would really drive the knife home for him because that guy lives for guests.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, yeah, we with only 3 guys doing weeks, we got an extra 15, 20 minutes to fill. We need guests.
Yep.
So maybe we start bringing some of those back.
And then just one last thing I did. Bronell actually posted it, but it was a would you rather. He posted in the group.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
And it was, would you rather just get $1 million given to you or $10 million, but you got to hit a 150-yard shot and hit the green?
I'm probably taking the 150-yard shot.
Yeah, it depends, like, conditions.
Well, I mean,
pristine day, no wind.
Pristine day, no wind, good lie.
Yeah.
I'll take the shot.
Okay. I'm doing the same thing.
I'm taking the $1 million.
Really?
Just
$1 million doesn't get you that far anymore.
Gets me far enough. Doesn't get people coming out of the woodwork asking me for money. I'll tell you that much.
I would take the 10.
Yeah.
Just because, like, normally these have the condition that if you take the $1 million, you can't, like, golf for a year or you can't ever play golf again.
Yeah.
And that's not on here. It's just a free $1 million.
Yeah.
I'll take the $1 million and I'll just golf every day. Who cares?
No,
yeah, the downside of the miss would be pretty crippling for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But if I'm being honest, I probably wouldn't be alive to know what that felt like.
That's true. But I mean, I'm just taking the free million. It's a free $1 million.
Hopefully that
I guess,
hopefully that shot's right beside a freeway.
I'm just gonna 10x it.
Yeah,
I think I can
guess.
hit the green in one shot.
How
pristine
big's the
condition.
green?
What green are we hitting in?
Yeah.
At Hilly, what green?
What green
If
does
it-
it have to be?
Okay, so here, if it's 11, you're 150 yards on 11.
Never.
Are you
$1
hitting it?
million? Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Like,
If it's 13, $1 million. Thank you. The only green it would be in order for me to take this, honestly, might be like 7.
What about 15?
7's the biggest green on the course.
Correct. That's why I said it.
Okay.
What about 15? You're 150 right between the two.
Oh,
Pines?
yeah. I'd take 15.
I think
That's a straight
15's a
shot.
good. 15's a good.
Like that shot.
Yeah.
Hole.
Yeah. Because the green's fairly big. It's got a couple extra little edges.
I might even hit it to 3. 3 from 150. I think I
Over
could
the
hit.
trees.
If I'm on the left side of 3.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
taking the $1 million. That's free $1 million. What about 4 from the 150?
Yep.
A little
Yep.
bit of a downhill lie.
Ooh, no.
No.
That green
Flat.
is like
Give me flat.
12 yards wide
Yeah.
or deep.
Yeah. There's only a few. Yeah. And so now think about it at your course for those listeners. How many of the 18 would you take that shot for?
Cook.
I would say
Cook. Where are you doing it?
I would say
1.
at the
2.
Hillcrest it's like
I do it
5
at 2 at Cook for
5
sure.
holes.
Yeah.
What happens if they told you it was the same thing but you had to hit 6 of 18 greens at your home course?
I
Like,
would
just in a round.
No,
would-
like you had consecutive 150 shots. So you go to
Oh.
150, you go to 2 150. You had to hit 6 of 18, a third of them. I think I'd still take 10 million.
I think I'd be more likely to take that
Yeah,
than just 1.
yes.
yeah.
Like, you got 18 chances at it.
You only have to hit 6.
Yeah.
What if it's 9? Half of them.
Ooh.
50%.
From always 150.
Always 150 at the 150 stakes at your home course
No
every single
wind.
time. No win. Pristine conditions. 150 your home course, you have to go 50%. I think I
think-
could still do it.
There's no question for me.
I
on
think
that one.
I think it would be around 12 of 18 where I'd start to think about it.
I'm definitely
the same
doing
boat as you.
6. I'm
Yep.
definitely doing 6.
9 to 12 is where I draw the line. I just don't know which.
Certainly
number.
not 12. I'm not trying to hit
No,
66% of the greens.
9, I think I could hit half of them.
Because the problem with my game is like, not that I think I'd hit like 12 of them, like just like
You would
2
hit
yards
9 in a
off.
row and then miss
Oh,
9
yeah,
in a
yeah,
row.
yeah.
like I'd be like 2 yards off on like and then there'd be like 4 holes that I'd be like 30 yards off. But like, so it's whether
yeah, that's a good point.
it's whether those 2 off, some of them catch a piece kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know.
I
A
think
million's
it's-
pretty tempting for just a free
Yeah, I
$1 million
think-
bucks.
I think-
Yeah,
with
3
no
million,
consequences.
Yeah.
I think if maybe we'll do a poll. It's give them a chance to choose multiple answers. And if it was 6, 9, 12, or 15. And see
No
how many
one's
people,
taking 15.
No one.
15's a lot.
So I think, and then that way you can take multiple answers. I bet you it's almost 100% that would take 6. I think it's probably 75% that would take 9. It's probably like 40 or 30% that take 12.
It might
and
be
almost
lower.
5% that take
It might
15.
be lower than 12 than on 12.
I think my tipping point's like in around 10.
I would do 12. I think
I ain't doing
I
10.
think that's doable. 2 or 3.
Like if you were to
More
hit,
than half?
if you hit one shot at 150 and then you had like the time it took to get the next hole 150,
Yep.
the amount of time you had to just like think about it. Now obviously you start missing some, the pressure's there, you're toast.
Big time.
But I think 6 everyone takes. It might be higher than 90%. We're
Everyone
gonna find
has to
out because
take
it's going.
6.
It's a episode 300 poll.
Yeah, I like that.
And lastly, before I forget, holiday giveaway week.
All right, yeah.
So can't forget about that. But other than that, you guys got anything else?
Nope.
Not a thing. It's been a good run. Hour
Holy
and
shit,
5
we
minutes.
still
Just,
made over
just
an
a
hour,
standard,
eh?
just a standard podcast.
Just
Perfect.
what we needed.
Yeah. If we had one other guy complaining and his week, that type of stuff would be an hour and a half. It'd be a perfect episode 300.
It would be, yeah.
But another 3 episodes missed for him.
Yep.
Who knows? what's happening with that
But
guy.
yeah, if you guys don't have anything else, we will see everyone in 2 weeks We're back
2024.
on January 1st for episode 301, The Greenies. But until then, it's time for us to hit the clubhouse.